Yo, what's poppin', Saints? How we doing? How we feeling? I don't know if y'all can tell, if y'all can hear by my voice. Obviously, not feeling too great right now. I feel great, but my body going through a little, you know what I'm saying, a little under the weather. So, today, we're gonna make a little update on what's going on in my life, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of people hitting me up. John, when's the next video? Still stutter. John, when's the next YouTube video? John, why aren't you posting anymore? John, what's going on? Where the video? Look, bro, listen. I need y'all to understand something because I love y'all. YouTube is my favorite platform to actually post on. For those of you who don't know, I'm a social media influencer. I have Instagram, taking a break from TikTok right now as well. And yeah, YouTube. There's a lot more content that I make as well, but we'll get into that later. That being said, YouTube is my favorite platform. Until I make a video saying I'm quitting or I make a public announcement of me saying I'm quitting, don't trip, bro. Just because I don't post for a couple of weeks doesn't mean I'm done, feel me? It just means I got stuff going on in my personal life. And I want y'all to understand that, feel me? Because I love y'all, you know what I'm saying? See, the one thing that you don't understand about YouTube, or we just kind of forget. See, one thing we kind of forget when watching YouTube videos is we see a 20-minute video that was a weekend compiled into those 20 minutes. John, what are you saying? Basically, I'm saying that you don't see all the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes into that YouTube video production. From actually living the lifestyle, because I make lifestyle content, so I like to go out and do things and record it for you guys. First off, it actually takes me going out, leaving my house, you know what I'm saying? And I think my content might change as a result of what I got going on, and I'll update y'all on that later. But basically, I have to leave my house, right? I have to make sure that I'm planning things. Then I have to make sure I bring my camera, make sure that everything's in order for me to actually record what I'm going to do, right? Then I have to remember to record things because I want to enjoy life, but at the same time, I want to make content for y'all. So then it's kind of tough because it's like, dang, I can't really enjoy the moment as much because I have my camera with me and I'm trying to make content for y'all. So there's that. Then I get home, right? And then I have to edit the video. Editing a video that's 20 minutes could take anywhere from 3 hours to 6 hours, depending on what all I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So even editing the video means I have to take time out of my day when I have a busy schedule. And, you know, there's just a lot of factors that go into making a YouTube video. So when people say, oh, John, why aren't you uploading? It's not because I quit, right? I just have other stuff that are taking precedent. And for the time being, YouTube is not monetizing me. As a matter of fact, a lot of my videos get copyright stricken. I'm not tripping over it anyway because, you know, I'm not making money and I don't have the viewership or the subscriber count to worry about that. But at the same time, YouTube is not a priority for me because I'm not making money off of YouTube and it takes a huge time investment that I'm willing to spend, but I just can't always prioritize it, if that makes sense. So no, I'm not quitting YouTube. Gotta stop smoking. Nah, but like I said, not feeling too great right now, so, you know. But let's backtrack a little bit, and I'll give you guys some context as well with some previous YouTube videos. One thing about me, I love my evidence, I love my screenshots, okay? So we'll backtrack to South Africa, right? When I was in South Africa, the mind state that I was in and the path that I thought I had for myself is a completely different place than I am now, right? So if you guys remember, before South Africa, I recorded a video where I was with my brothers. It was a busy weekend and we had visited an apartment, right? Hold on. Okay. Alright. Give him a little, this place is fire. Alright, give him an update on what we're doing, bro.
Bro, we're supposed to be meeting with the property manager for the property that we're looking to move into and help out.
Yeah.
And apparently this right here is it's built by the same company, but not quite the same company. They partner with another company. So this is the lowest project they've ever done.
Crazy.
Like our apartment complex is supposed to be like it's times so 10 of this. And this is nice.
Because we were looking at like the one that they're developing for ours. We're like, you know,
Garbage.
they said they're going to add so much to it. We're excited.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was discussing how excited I was to move into this new apartment. So basically, the opportunity that was presented to my brothers and I was this ability to move into this apartment at a very discounted rate. I'm talking like paying like $300 a month for rent and utilities combined, roughly like $300 to $500. And we would be doing things that we love to do, which is creating and curating community events. And we're supposed to do like 2 or 3 of those a month. And it was for a Christian-based organization. It was this high-end apartment company owned by believers in partnership with another company that kind of just basically made this living situation the perfect place for us. And because we were believers, we thought we had a very good shot. Shout out to the people who gave us the opportunity, who put us onto it, even though we didn't get the job. And so when we were trying to figure out that apartment situation, everything looked like it was a green light. I'm talking about the people that were trying to hire us loved us, the property manager loved us, and we're thinking it's going to be a go. Everything is just lining up the way that I thought it would go, right? Wrong. Turns out the president of the company, everybody else literally under him, even the vice president, rock with us. But the president of the company said, no, I don't like the model.
Move this man!
See, the thing is, they wanted a man and a woman, right? They wanted a married couple because they wanted to have an evangelistic or a ministry-based team. And so when you have a man and a woman, it makes it a lot easier for men to minister to men and women to minister to women. However, the format for our team was going to be different because there's going to be 3 guys, which was me, my brother Eric, and my brother Jordan. And they never had a team like that before. As a matter of fact, the team that put us onto this gig was a team of 2 women, and the president didn't like that team either. However, he kind of let it slide. But he felt like since he let that slide, if it kept going, it kept snowballing, it would change the structure and his vision of what he saw. So we were pretty frustrated because he said no, and they were trying to pull strings for us. Everybody was trying to pull strings for us. We wanted to at least meet the president because when we found this out, we were a month and a half out from moving. So when he told us no, we had to start the house search all over again. I'm talking about looking at townhouses. I'm talking about looking at homes, looking at apartments. And then I personally was getting very frustrated, mentally fatigued from this search. Why? Because we live in Nashville, right? And Nashville is a beautiful place, a booming market, and a lot of people moving in. Meaning inflation, gentrification. Things are a lot more expensive than they were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So us trying to get a house that accommodated all of our wants and desires, not happening. Even though my brother, he works a pretty great job, he has a great salary, I wasn't working at the time, and my twin had just started a job. So we couldn't really leverage any financial stability, any loans or anything of that nature to try and even get us into the house that we would like. I'm telling you, bro, like one time we toured this townhouse, and Eric's room was great. Shout out Eric, bro. I love Eric. He's so funny. He had a great master bedroom, right? And then he's like, oh yeah, y'all room's upstairs. We go upstairs, bro. When I tell you I could touch the walls by doing this, bro, probably with like an inch in between my hands, bro. I'm telling you, that room was literally a shack on top of a tiny, tiny closet. And y'all know me, I love my clothes, feel me? I was gonna have to put my clothes in the garage. And then there was just a lot of situations where the house wasn't adding up to what we wanted, the apartment wasn't adding up to what we wanted, right? It'd be a great house, but it'd be 30 minutes away on the opposite end of everything else that we already had to do. So we would have been driving 45 minutes to an hour to get to work, to get to church, to get to our friends, and I wasn't really rocking with that. Or the layout would be perfect in the top, but then the bottom layout would be garbage, or the bottom floor would have a great layout and the top floor would be terrible. And so it was just always just something off. We prayed and prayed and prayed, and it just never clicked. Now, to give you a current update, we do have a housing situation that's going on now that's worked out perfectly. I do believe that is God's plan for our life. But going through this process was really strenuous on, you know what I'm saying, the mental and the spiritual aspect, because I'm like, all right, God, what's going on? Not to mention, I don't have my own car. So we all have vehicles. In essence, we have enough vehicles to get to where we need to go, but I still don't have my own car. So I was worried about trying to even get a car, because if I'm having to drive, you know what I'm saying, 30 minutes everywhere, then what am I going to do with no whip? And I didn't have a job, once again. So then I'm like, bro, what's going on? How am I going to afford a car? All these things that are circulating in my mind, right? So boom, that's the housing situation. The other thing that's going on in my life, job situation. Okay, so now let's talk about this job situation that I had going on, because that was very frustrating. There was this job opportunity that my twin brother told me about, and I was going to push it off because I wasn't really tripping over it. But then my homeboy Seth was like, hey, you should apply to this job. So I'm thinking, okay, God, I'm hearing 2 different sources tell me about this opportunity. It sounds like something that I wanted to do. And I'm like, all right, shoot, I'll apply. Now, I had 7 days to figure out how I was going to apply, because for the application, we had to make a video of our hometown and also display our creativity and who we are as a person, all in 60 seconds. Very difficult to do. However, I used Jordan, my twin brother, and I asked Seth for additional help, and I was able to make a video that I was proud of. Posted it on my TikTok account, which is where I have most of my followers, and the video did pretty well considering my target audience, which is Christians. So I was surprised. I was like, okay, John, this is a great video. Feel me? There's no way I don't get selected, kind of thing. So I'm feeling myself. Seth, he gassing it. Jordan said the video is straight or whatever. Well, Seth wasn't gassing it, whatever. Anyways, it's a good video, right? So once I uploaded it to TikTok, the company reached out to me and they're like, hey, we liked your video. We loved your video, as a matter of fact, and they wanted to interview me. Now, the time that I picked the interview, I picked for when I was going to be in South Africa on Friday. However, they scheduled the interview and I told them I wasn't available. This is going on during the time when I was stuck in the airport too, and I knew that traveling was going to be difficult. So I said, hey, could we do Friday, this date, etc.? They're like, cool. But then I'm traveling in the airport and I'm flying and then I land and they're telling me, hey, you missed the interview. I'm like, bro, this is not what I agreed to, but whatever. Mind you, this is all in South Africa, so like a job is kind of the last thing on my mind when I'm on a mission trip. But I really did want this job, right? So then they ended up rescheduling for me and they're like, hey, can you interview this day? Load shedding is a thing. For those of you who didn't watch my South Africa video, basically load shedding means that the power goes out. So having connection, having Wi-Fi was going to be difficult, and I didn't want to guarantee or lock in an interview when I didn't know if I'd have power, on top of the 7-hour time difference. So I'm really stressing about this, but interviewed, I think I crushed it at first interview, so I'm like, all right, cool. Now, this is while I'm on the mission trip, right? This happened on a Monday. I interviewed on a Monday, okay? They said, hey, we'll email you by Friday letting you know if you're going to proceed in the interview process or like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's one interview and get the job, to be honest. I didn't really know how the process was working. They didn't detail that process out for me. They didn't say, hey, you would have multiple interviews and then we'll select you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Friday comes, no interview, no email, no update. I'm like, dang, I must have not have got it. So when I came back home from South Africa, I sent a pretty passive-aggressive email. Well, not even aggressive, a very direct email. And my friend was like, John, what's wrong with you, bro? This is not a good email to send to people. And I'm like, look, bro, I'm just trying to figure out if I got the job or not, which is basically what I asked them. I was like, did I get the job? So then they responded, they're like, hey, sorry for not getting back to you. We're actually going to want to interview again. So can you interview at this time? I'm like, for sure, because I'm not working at this time, right? I had recently graduated, no job. But the part about the job application was, they said, make sure that you schedule out 10 weeks in advance, that you have no prior obligations. That means you can't travel nowhere, you can't go nowhere. Because the job opportunity was like a study abroad program and I'd be traveling every week to different locations and making content. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not going to apply to anything because I'm believing this is where God wants me to go. And yeah, so the next week goes by, I interview again, and I think I did pretty well. They were telling me I'm top 6 out of 4 candidates. So I'm like, oh shoot, like I'm really right there. I thought there was going to be 10 candidates, so when I realized it was 4, I'm like, sheesh. So they said, we'll email you on Friday. Guess what happens again? Friday comes, no communication. I'm like, what's going on? At this point, the next week is the week before the job actually starts. So it's been like a 3 to 4 week window of me not understanding what's going on, but just interviewing and being on their word of like, we'll get back to you and everything. So Thursday, the following week, 2 days before, like, what was it, 2 or 3 days before they actually open the position and you start traveling, they tell me I didn't get the job. I'm like, bro, the position opens up on Monday. I emailed you Tuesday, and you tell me on Thursday I didn't get the job. And then they had the audacity to give me 30% off of their hotels after a lack of communication and just telling me I didn't get the job 2 days before the position opened and having me clear out my whole 10-week schedule. The thing is, though, I have to blame myself. And you say, John, why would you blame yourself? You did everything. 1, passive-aggressive in the email or direct. They probably thought I wasn't a good fit there. I'm just really direct with my communication. I'm working on it, y'all. 2, when I was in South Africa, I prayed and asked God. I said, hey, God, for my career, for my job, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm gifted in ministry, but I'm also a creative, and my heart lies more with creativity than ministry. So I was like, all right, God, whatever I do for my next job, I pray that it doesn't take me out of your will. I pray that it doesn't keep me from ministering the way that you want me to. And I believe this job would have kept me from ministering the way that God wanted me to, which is why I ultimately believe I didn't get the job. They were going to be paying very well. It was going to have me in a great position, but I don't believe it's what God intended for me. So I'm happy. Not really, but like, I'm counting it all joy, y'all. But the current update with where I'm at now is got another job. Yes, I am a working man now. For me, had my first week of work this past week, so that's been exciting. Bro, my camera just overheated, and sometimes it turns off while recording. I don't know why, because I paid a lot of money for this camera, and it overheats way too much, but it is what it is. So yes, back to what I was saying. I got a job. So ironically, or really God orchestrated, God ordained, the people that I went on mission with, the overarching like ministry is who I now work for. They're called Every Nation. And my homie, shout out Kashira, she put me onto it while I was at the airport. She was like, hey John, they have this position opening. You should apply for it. The position was very vague. I'm like, what in the world is a multimedia coordinator? It says I need to be good at Photoshop, Premiere Pro, you know what I'm saying? Be able to create documents, whatever. I'm like, you know what, I'll apply. So, had the first interview, crushed it. Now, the HR lady, she's very funny. She says she emailed me. I never got the email. I don't know what happened. I checked my email, I checked my spam, I checked everything. I showed my homie Kashira. I did everything, but I didn't see the email. So I missed my second interview that she scheduled with me. And I was like, what in the world, bro? Like, how did I miss this? Because I was like, bro. And then she forwarded me the email that she sent, but I never got it. Very odd. Don't know what happened there. But I ended up rescheduling my second interview a couple of days later. Interviewed with this guy named Pastor Paul. Manufactures his own clothes. And the first thing he noticed was my outfit. And he was like, hey, you got the Doc Martens on. I like them. He calls them Dockers. So I was like, yeah, this is going to be smooth. For like 25 to 30 minutes of the interview, he just asked me about who I was as a person. No interview at all, really. Well, it was an interview the last 30, 45 minutes. But, you know what I'm saying? It didn't feel like an interview. And then the third interview that I had was just with the team. I pretty much knew I had the position because, like, so many people that go to my church work in that office that word was circulating around, and I knew I got the job. And even when I pulled up, I still didn't know what I would be doing. But long story short, a multimedia coordinator is basically somebody who creates social media graphics, creates social media content, and yeah, that's what I do. It's what I do for work now. I actually make money doing what I've been doing. So in terms of Instagram accounts, in terms of Instagram Reels, heck, even YouTube thumbnails, flyers, stuff I've been curating. Like, God is so crazy in the way that He orchestrates everything. The office space is real cool. I get to wear pretty much whatever I want as long as I'm wearing jeans that aren't distressed. I have to wear jeans. I have to wear pants. But yeah, it's smooth. So I just get to make social media content. It's not necessarily anything that is. And I say, like, I'm proud because my biggest flex is always having a job. And I'm really proud of myself right now because I always tell people, so many people get a job in a place where they didn't get a degree in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to college for 4 years, you might get your master's, you might get your whatever. But people don't always get jobs in the places that they went to college for. And it's, like, crazy to me. So the fact that I have a job is something that I'm interested in, something that I can still grow and practice my skills in, while still being in a ministry space, because we do a lot globally and within the United States, is insane. Like, it's really dope. But during my first week, I got sick. So she's basically like my auntie. So I'm gonna call her auntie. My auntie, she was helping me set up like my computer and junk. She does IT there. She got me sick, bro. She had been sick the week prior, and she was the only person that I hung around that I knew was sick, and she was coughing and stuff in my interview or whatever, my onboarding process. And it was just me and her side by side. And then the next day, you know when you wake up and you just feel that junk in your chest, and you're like, dang, bro, I'm finna be sick. So the past 4 days, I have not been feeling great. I've had migraines all day, runny noses, chest feeling crazy, you know what I'm saying, crazy congestion. Last night, bloody nose, all kinds of stuff. I'm feeling better today, and that's why I wanted to come and record this video. I got content ideas of how I'm going to figure out stuff, but there's a lot more in the works, okay? So we're going to close out this video telling y'all what I got planned in the works. If you're in Nashville, we got something cooking up for y'all. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Now, I'm also working on the second drop for Senator Saint. Crazy feeling, y'all. For those of you who don't know, I own a clothing brand called Senator Saint. I haven't done anything with the brand in like 2 years. Which is, I don't know where time is going, but I haven't done anything with the brand in like 2 years. I'm currently in the design phase. I'm about to start reaching out to manufacturers, start getting clothes manufactured. This next collection is going to be called Free from Sin. Really excited for this one. Okay, so I have this clothing brand called Center the Saint, for those of you who don't know. Crazy where, I don't know where time goes, but I apparently haven't touched the brand for like 2 years. I don't know what happened, but right now I'm in the design phase, very close to reaching out to manufacturers, getting samples ordered and everything like that. So I'm really excited for that one. And then, what else? I've been bulking, trying to gain weight. I'm back in the gym now, so my schedule is very crazy. I've really been taking time to stay off of social media and locking on my relationship with God. That's been very nice. I've just been in such a locked in mindset on everything that I got going. And it's not that I don't want to do social media content like TikTok or YouTube or whatever. Though TikTok is I'm kind of iffy on that one right now, to be real. But yeah. There's a lot more stuff that's going on within the past 2 months, I guess, since I posted the Africa video that I can't even talk about, that I would love to talk about, but just sensitivity to things and just using wisdom on what to speak on and what not to speak on. That being said, no, I did not quit YouTube. Yes, there's going to be more content on the way. Just got to figure out what this new schedule that I got going on, because your boy is waking up early, going to bed earlier, but it's still long days, you know what I'm saying? Getting like freaking, I don't even know, bro, 4 or 5 hours of sleep, being up 20 hours. But it is what it is. Make sure y'all subscribe, because the content that I got is still going to be fire. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Go tell your friends to go follow me, feel me? Go tell your friends to go tap in with me, because y'all, why wouldn't you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know you like the video. You know what I'm saying? I make good content, bro. Nah, I'm just playing, but for real. Subscribe, notification bell. I love y'all. I'll see y'all Saints. Peace.